Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
Foreign prisoners who make up just 12% of the UK's prison population could be deported in a bid to solve the overcrowding crisis, the King's speech will pledge. The plan to fast-track removals of foreign criminals to free up around 5,000 places is expected to be outlined in the speech tomorrow. Other measures could include early removals of criminals before they fully serve their sentences. Foreign prisoners could be exported to their home countries through transfer deals, and lower-level offenders could be expelled from Britain, according to The Telegraph. Last week, the Prison Governors Association, which represents 95% of prison governors in England and Wales, warned that jails were due to run out of space within days. At the end of March this year, there were 10,422 foreign nationals in British jails, up from 10,148 the year before. This is about 12% of all prisoners, each costing the taxpayer £47,000. There is increasing scrutiny on the Labour government and how they will deal with the overcrowding crisis after Sir Keir Starmer announced he was shocked at the problem, saying it is beyond what I imagined. The government has spoken of several possible unsavory options to tackle the situation, including promising to send fewer people to prison. Labour was forced to take immediate steps after inheriting the issue from the Conservative government, which blamed overcrowding on the COVID pandemic and delayed court cases. At the moment, prisoners are automatically released after serving half of their sentence in about 90% of cases. But Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood has announced the main measure to tackle the current crisis will reduce this, meaning prisoners will be released after serving 40% of their sentence. In a speech at Five Wells Prison in Wellingborough, she said inaction will lead to a total breakdown of civil law and order. Those being released will include violent offenders serving sentences under 4 years for crimes such as assault, robbery, and thieving. However, she clarified there will be exemptions for sexual and serious violent offenders, including terrorists and domestic abusers. The early release scheme, expected to begin in September, could reduce the prison population by 5,000, which is half the number of foreign criminals. 73 of the 119 occupied prisons, 61%, in England and Wales are operating at overcrowded levels, according to Mail Online's analysis of Ministry of Justice data for June. Another 23 operate above 95%, including 3-category American Samoa, HMP Wakefield, 99%, HMP Whitemoor, 98%, and HMP Manchester, 96%. Some facilities have been stretched beyond their limits for over a decade, including scandal-hit HMP Wandsworth, the scene of an escape by terror suspect Daniel Khalife last year, as well as a prison guard being caught on video having sex with an inmate last month. It is believed that the Ministry of Justice are reviewing measures from Alex Chalk, who was the Justice Secretary before Rishi Sunak called the general election and lost to Labour. In March, the Tory government announced plans to release prisoners 2 months early in an attempt to ease the problem. Labour has not yet said what it will do in the longer term, but Sir Keir's appointment of James Timpson as Prisons Minister suggests a fresh approach, as he is the boss of the shoe repair chain which has made a point of employing ex-offenders. This suggests the new government will focus more on rehabilitation than punishment. Further backing up this point is Sir Keir saying too many people find themselves back in jail quickly after being released. The former lawyer added in a Downing Street conference, "I've sat in the back of I don't know how many criminal courts and watched people processed through the system on an escalator to go into prison. I've often reflected that many of them could have been taken out of that system earlier if they'd had support." Mr. Chalk previously introduced an emergency measure where foreign prisoners serve shorter sentences than Brits to try and tackle the problem. Non-British criminals were freed from UK jails and deported up to 18 months earlier than a British prisoner would be if serving the same sentence. But the measure has been repeatedly expanded over the last 6 months. It was increased to up to 60 days in